Hello, true duelists. My name is Craig Fee, and welcome to the New Card Report. The video I make sometimes when there are too many new cards for the regular update, and it turns out I've got the big brains this week because now I've got a video for each of the new archetypes revealed from the new deck build pack. Being lazy pays off. Because this deck deserves its own video, since at long last we have the fabled Hungry Burger support. That's right, it's not hype, it's real. The chef archetype is support for Hungry fucking Burger. God bless Konami, because this is the shit that makes me proud to be a player of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, this is apparently an entire archetype that is a full course meal that ends with a big old burger himself. So let's not delay. Here's the full course meal that results in me absolutely butchering the entirety of the French language. Rip to any French viewers because this is gonna be bad. First up is Bourreabad de Nouvelle. You know what? You know what? First up is
Bueriabès de Nouvelle.
Perfect. That's how we'll do it. Fuck it. Which I really hope that name changes for us in the TCG because, good lord. And if not, suck it French people. You'll just have to deal with the entirety of the Yu-Gi-Oh community butchering your language in the otherwise case that they don't change it. So, wah, wah. Still, Nouvelle is I guess how I'm supposed to be saying this, is the archetype, and it starts off with this cute little guy, our level 1 ritual. Each ritual has the same sorts of effects, so I'll say them now. They can all be summoned using any recipe card. They all have an effect that activates on special summon, not just ritual, and they all have an effect that will tribute themselves and or other attack position monsters on the field, which is not always your own, to be clear. Sometimes it's the opponent's attack position monster when they are targeted for an attack or by a card or effect, and that will allow them to summon a higher level Nouvelle monster from their hand or deck. Each of these is of course once per turn because Konami's design team are cowards. So,
Bueriabès de Nouvelle.
fuck me. On summon, excavates the top 5 cards of your deck to add 1 Nouvelle card to hand and shuffles the rest back into your deck. And when targeted, contribute itself and another monster to summon a level 2 or a level 3 Nouvelle ritual monster from your hand or deck. It's a bit of a weak Stratos. It's got that like whole Digimon TCG card design of searching where you just look at the top number cards of your deck and then hope you plus off it, and if not, try playing like a good player next time, but it's cute enough that I'll give it a pass. Up next is the level 2 ritual,
Confitera de Nouvelle.
Confit, who on summon can target and pop a spell or trap card on the field, and like the level 1 will tribute itself and another attack position monster on either field to summon a level 3 or 4 Nouvelle ritual monster. This is hardly the best thing, and it would be a lot cooler if it searched a spell or trap, or popped any card and not just spell or trap. But similar to the level 1, I think it's cute enough to get away with it. In like a slightly ugly but still cute kind of way. You feel me? The level 3 is
Poiletti de Nouvelle.
which has become a human. And therefore this archetype just became cringe. I don't care if it's demon-esque. Bring me back the gremlins. I want some fucked up shit to accompany my burger, not just dudes with slightly angry eyes and pointy ears, or girls, or whatever they choose to be. Anyways, this one on summon will draw you a card. So, yay, advantage. And like the other little ones, it can go into one of 2 levels, a 4 or a 5, but this time around, you can tribute any Nouvelle monster and 1 other attack position monster. It doesn't have to tribute itself, so yay, options. And actually, this is a quick effect that can be activated when any monster is targeted by attack or a card effect. So unlike the other ones that have to, the level 1 and the 2 that need to be targeted themselves, if any monster on the field gets, you know, designated, then you can just be like, nah, fucking, I'm tributing it. So yeah, options, not a bad card, but visually it's like a coach's thoughts on a Sportington team that has gone from 4-2 at the end of the second period to losing 5-4 by the end of the third. That shit is disappointing. I don't want vaguely demonesque humans. I want burgers and food and shit. That's just me. The level 4 is not foie gras, it is
Foie glacia de Nouvelle.
those words that order. And I know about foie gras, so I get this one. Cool. On summon, this will target 3 cards in either graveyard and shuffle them into the deck. So, holy shit, we got a replacement for the newly limited Ishizu Shufflers. I'm glad to see that graveyard abuse is just a permanent thing going forward, so I can officially stop trying to play Phantom Knights. On point though, that's a solid disruption effect, and like the level 3, can tag into the level 5 or the level 6 by tributing any Nouvelle monster and any other attack position monster, again, when any monster on the field is targeted, so nice. The level 5 is
Balamenière de Nouvelle.
and on summon adds 1 Nouvelle or recipe card from deck to the hand, which is a solid +1. But it gets better, because this one lets you tribute an attack position monster the opponent controls just to summon the level 6. No other tributes required. And even better, it's a quick effect so long as it was summoned off a Nouvelle monster's effect. All that being wrapped up with the bear and the hawk looking dudes, but it's kind of cool. I like it. It makes for a solid card, I'd say, even if it is a cringe human in the Hungry Burger deck. And speaking of, at this point I'm sure you're wondering, where the hell is the Brgr? We've covered 5 monsters and not a single one has mentioned the reason that we all want to play this deck. Worry not, we have finally arrived at our destination. Because here we go.
Brgr Nouvelle.
Is the level 6 ritual monster that all your tributes will be building up to over the course of the duel, and this guy has 2 unique effects. The first is on special summon to negate as many face-up effects your opponent controls as possible until the end of the turn, and if it was summoned off a Nouvelle monster effect, it will also tribute all monsters they control. Which, holy fuck, that is a strong effect. And it has another one. At any point, its quick effect can tribute an attack position monster from the opponent to special summon 1 Hungry Burger from your hand or deck. It's only got 2400 attack, which is a bit weak, but good god, that is like the 3rd best possible removal in the game, bested only by like a mass banish or a mass shuffle into the deck, which, you know, it's not like those are drastically better. Mass tributing is a phenomenal means of removal. Sure, it'll be easy enough to stop, but unchecked, this shit wipes the board. And it can chain its second effect to summon Brgr out in response to the board wipe, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have a board wipe or just use it as disruption, either way you can still get out the greatest ritual monster of all time. Me likey this card.
Nouvelle Auberge, à table.
Is the field spell with 3 solid effects. On resolution, it'll add any recipe card from deck to hand, and once per turn will let you put a ritual monster from your hand to the bottom of your deck in order to draw a card. Keep those burgers into the go box. Smart. Its last effect happens during your end phase to target 2 cards in your graveyard, including at least 1 recipe card, place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then draw a card. All that's missing is, of course, the Link 1 monster to search it, because that's a solid bit of advantage in recycling of resources. Not a phenomenal or broken field spell by any stretch of the, terms, but, getting rid of a soft garnet or 2 and putting them back into the deck can always be a lifesaver, and fixing hands is not a bad thing to have options for, so I like it. And on to the ritual spells, we've got 2, and they're both recipes. Up first is
Recette de poisson, fiche récipe.
This one's fun because you get to say the word poisson, and I like that. Poisson. Petit poisson. It can summon any Nouvelle monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose level equal or exceed that of the monster being summoned, and if you summon the level 1 specifically with this effect, it will add any recipe ritual spell from your deck to your hand except for another copy of itself, which is always welcome because any means to plus off the -3 standard of ritual summoning properly is good, and good for letting me say poisson alone. So on to the meat.
Recette de viande, meat recipe.
Is the other ritual spell that does the standard equal or more stars tribute summon from the hand style of ritual summoning. But if you summon the level 2 specifically, this card will change any defense position monsters the opponent controls to attack position, as a deliberate attack on super heavy samurai players for having the audacity to play against you. And that's funny. There's just no hiding from this shit. You are going to eat the burger. It is burger time with this ritual spell if you summon the level 2. So, on to the traps.
Recette de personnel, Cook's recipe.
Is a continuous trap they have with 2 effects. The first will target a Nouvelle ritual monster you control to summon a Nouvelle token with 50 attack and defense and a level equal to the targeted ritual monster. So free fodder for the quick effects if the opponent won't give you an attack position monster to tribute. So, cool. And then the other effect, it can send itself face up from your spell and trap zone to the grave to ritual summon a Nouvelle monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose levels equal exactly that of the monster being summoned. So there's the bad card of the deck, which is impressive since this deck includes Hungry Brgr. But hey, continuous traps, baby. They're all floodgates or they're all garbage, and there's no in between. Do not at me. And lastly,
Recette de spécialité chef specialty recipe.
And that's exactly how you have to say it. You have to say it in a feminine, robotic tone. Otherwise, the opponent has the legal right to pull out one of these and just get the job done. So you've been warned in advance. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, my fellow true duelists. This can negate any spell or trap card or a monster effect so long as you control a Nouvelle ritual monster. And if you control any monster who was summoned off a Nouvelle monster's effect, it will also destroy the card it negates. So it's an Infernity barrier, which is solid. And it's possible to be alive while you control Hungry Brgr, which is hilarious. Oh, and also if you summon Hungry Brgr while this card's in your grave, you can banish it to tribute all monsters the opponent controls. Why not? Why the fuck not? If that new level 6 Nouvelle hits the field, you're tributing the opponent's entire board. It's just fucking happening no matter what. That level 6 specifically and that second banish effect on the trap card, I swear to God, you would see that shit in custom duels on Dueling Book. It is unreal that those are actual real effects put onto real cards sanctioned by Konami. It's not just stupid over-the-top support, it's real stupid over-the-top support. Incredible. So there you go, your Hungry Brgr deck. I like it, but it ain't perfect. Allow me to explain. Firstly, that's Hell's Kitchen you just looked at. So that's kind of funny. I get it, it's Hell's Kitchen. They're all warriors or beast warriors, which is weird and therefore fitting since why the fuck is Hungry Brgr a warrior? So perfect in that regard. And they all have the little stars on them, like Michelin stars that represent, their level and their cooking prowess, presumably. So that's pretty funny too. And other than the weaker stat lines, there are some very solid effects on enough of them to be playable, even if not meta. The level 5 can search the counter trap since all the spell and trap cards are recipe cards, and the potential to tribute the opponent's monsters for your card effects is a very strong one and a very hard effect to avoid. Really, my only issue is that I guess it was inevitable, wasn't it? Hungry Brgr was always going to be a Garnet, and I do respect that the biggest and bestest plays from this deck are utilizing Hungry Brgr specifically. So kudos to that. They made a 2002 vanilla ritual worthy of being played in some capacity. I just wanted an army of fucking food. You know what I mean? I want feasting fries and devouring pizza and thirsty soda, not a bunch of anime demons and thirsty Twitter users. That's close, but not quite what I wanted. It's a stupid, goofy-ass deck for a stupid, goofy-ass card that I want to play as a stupid, goofy-ass man, and I just wish it had been more deliberately and goofily food-focused. That's my only qualm here. Don't get me wrong, though. I don't want to end on a downer. This is objectively decent Hungry Brgr support. which I cannot believe I'm actually saying. So overall, it's hype as shit. I just wanted to lean more into the goofy at 2002 card design aspect. That's all I'm saying, okay? Regardless, you bet your ass I'm playing this shit. And you bet your ass I'm gonna try and get my hands on the inevitable collector's rare reprint of Hungry Brgr that will be included in Wild Survivors, because the OCG is getting Hungry Brgr as a reprint. It's pretty much certain we are too. That card was not been printed in 21 years or so. So don't stress if you can't get yourself one now. It will be getting a reprint. I'll tell you that with facts. Either way, I'm hyped. This is dope. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. Keep it up, Konami. This is the shit we like to see. Now, on to the sponsor. Shoutouts to today's sponsor, the LIFD Magnetic Display. A great and safe way to display your favorite cards. Now go out and buy Hungry Brgr. And then buy a display, and you know what you need to do. Okay? I don't care. I'll do it again. 2 times, 1 video. You think I'm scared? Buy the Hungry Brgr. Buy Hungry Brgr, buy a display, and put it on display. You know you want to do it. I know I want to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get Hungry Brgr on display right here in the collector's rare rarity the moment I can. I promise you that. So help out the channel, help out yourself to a great discount by using promo code YGOStrats15 at the checkout or by clicking the link in the description. And thank you to LIFD for sponsoring the video, and thank you for watching. So that'll wrap it up for the new card report, just covering our new Hungry Brgr support in this one. The regular update will be out on Friday as usual, and until then, I've been your host, Craig Fee, and make sure you subscribe to YGO Strats for this week's update to impress your smokin' Italian wife, and so you too can be a true duelist.